Hi. I'm going to have to use the timer because I went over my allotted time. If you're going to put it on YouTube, it's got to be under 15 minutes, but I have a tendency to get carried away doing this sort of thing, so I'll put it here, less than 15 minutes, and I think I'll be able to do it now. So, okay. Anyway, I think this is going to have to be part 2 all over again for me. And I will tell you something. But if you haven't seen the first video, this is a continuation of my questioning of an Imam Al-Awlaki supporter, who I've discovered is very popular with many Muslims on the internet. I mean, if you go to Anwar Al-Awlaki's videos, he gets a lot of people watching him. He is, and well, of course that doesn't mean that he's popular, but because, you know, I go to Anwar Al-Awlaki videos myself. You know, that doesn't mean I'm gonna, you know, strap on a bomb and try to kill for Allah. But anyway, when I do this thing, I'll be reading my words with this side, and when I'm reading his words, I'll be using this side. So, I'll continue here. Alright. What if they don't want, the infidels, don't want to submit to Allah, nor to pay the jizya tax? Then what? Under the word justice comes the right word to preach your religion freely all over the world, even though shirk is unpardonable. Anwar Al-Awlaki came under this heading of fighting oppression through words and physical means, that is, talking against illegal, unjust American invasions of Muslim countries, such as Iraq, over 1 million innocent civilians killed. Were those car bombs in Shiite marketplaces caused by Jews dressed up like Sunnis to only make Islam look evil? Afghanistan and Palestine, by assisting and funding Israel to do what? I'm sure you're very aware of how America uses the word terrorist as a political tool to wage war. I bet you prefer freedom fighter, true? If you look at it openly, if you look at it open-mindedly, then you'll see that the real terrorist is America. They kill far more civilians and use their military power to take advantage of other countries' resources and to suit their own political agenda. Dressed as Sunnis in Shiite marketplaces by setting off car bombs? Or are all those caused by Jews to make Islam look evil? Anwar Al-Awlaki wasn't a terrorist. Rather, he was a U.S. citizen who saw the atrocities America was causing against his brothers in Muslim countries and chose to speak out, and in doing so got labeled terrorist, and then they claimed he was part of Al-Qaeda so they could kill him. On orders of Obama, right? Or are you saying Obama is too weak to not order such attacks? Yeah. Jihad is something which is also in the Old Testament within the Bible. It is not just Islam. Where does it say in the Bible to kill and be killed in the cause of Jesus or Jehovah, Elohim, or Adonai? Luke 19:27. Quote, "But those enemies of mine who did not want me to be king over them, bring them here and kill them in front of me." Are you saying that Quran 9, 111, about killing and being killed in the cause of Allah, is a parable? Matthew 10:34. Think not that I am come here to send peace to earth. I am come to send peace. I'm not come to send peace, but a sword. I bet you feel that is literal, true? And there are many more, such as on the topic of whether Anwar Al-Awlaki would rather be dead or alive. This topic is something that many people, including non-practicing Muslims, find hard to get their heads around. So it is very understandable that you don't seem to fully understand it. What do you mean? God tells us in the Quran that this life is very short, a very short test, and at the end of it lies heaven and earth. Here's a link to some verses explaining why he'd rather be with his Lord. And it's basically, if you see him talking about an existence that really appeals to the carnal mind, you know, eating and stuff like that, things that really taste good and all that. And then he goes on and says, think not of those, he quotes the Quran, says, cut, think not of those who are killed in the way of Allah as dead. They are alive with their Lord, and they have provision. They rejoice in what Allah has bestowed upon them of His bounty, rejoicing for the sake of those who have not yet joined them, but are left behind, not yet martyred, and on them no fear shall come, nor shall they grieve. They rejoice in a grace and bounty from Allah, and that Allah will not waste the reward of the believers. Sounds like it's literal as compared to the parables of Jesus. And in another part Allah says, quote, this is 9:38, O you who believe, what is the matter with you, that when you are asked to march forth in the cause of Allah, such as jihad, you cling heavily to the earth? Are you pleased with the life of this world, rather than the hereafter? But little is the enjoyment of the life of this world as compared with the hereafter. If so, then why does Quran 16:106 allow you to lie if you feel you are under compulsion to lie? Yeah. If so, then why does Quran 16:106 allow you to lie if you feel you are under compulsion? From these verses, God's telling us that this life's enjoyment compared to the hereafter is minuscule, and the whole purpose of life is a test for the eternal afterlife. Now, if you think about it, I hope you can see that Anwar Al-Awlaki's sacrifice of his life was tiny compared to the reward he'll receive, God willing, inshallah. And he'll be given the highest rank in heaven, however. Forever. He also won't have to go through the trial of the grave, which I know you probably know all about, and he'll also be forgiven all his sins. In other words, no two angels will come in to ask him 3 questions. True? Narrated Anas bin Malik, the Prophet said, quote, nobody who dies and finds good from Allah in the hereafter would wish to come back to this world, even if he were given the whole world and whatever is in it, except the martyr who, on seeing the superiority of martyrdom, would like to come back to the world and get killed again in Allah's cause. I bet you don't see how that creates terror, do you? To do what Anwar Al-Awlaki did, such as sacrifice everything he had for the sake of his Lord, is something many will never be able to get their head around, as you need full faith in God to be able to do. I heard he was running to escape the bombs, but who knows if that's true. Of course, then I heard later that he was in a vehicle and didn't know that the missile was fired at him, so I think I believe that more than what I heard that he was running. I think that's a lie. The reason why I wanted to give you proper explanation was because you seem to be like someone who is sincerely searching for the truth, so that you may enter paradise when you die. I hope this helps you in coming closer to the truth. May Allah guide you. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Thank you. I'll end with my favorite recitations of the Quran for you to ponder upon, and I haven't seen them yet. Salaam alaikum. Peace be upon you. And upon you also. Oh, by the way, do you think it's shirk on Allah's part to have fathered Jesus Christ by using Jibril as a partner instead of saying B? And that's... But then he will answer me better in this next version. Coming up. Clearly, you know quite a lot about Islam for a non-Muslim. However, it seems to me that you have studied Islam without any person of knowledge in the religion to interpret it for you. That is an imam. This has meant that you have so many misconceptions of Islam, which I will take the time to, God willing, clear up. Thanks. You said, quote, right, but shouldn't it be the earth that is constantly asking permission to keep on rotating to only make it look like the sun is rising? You said that. The original and unchanged Quran in the Arabic, the original and unchanged Quran is in Arabic. This means that it is very difficult to get the exact meaning of what the verse means if you don't know Arabic. And you do? If so, then when translated properly, it will say the earth is rotating and not the sun, quote, running to a resting place? Are you sure? Are you sure? This is because the English translation may miss out some of the full meaning. The word used for rise in the Quran is wajada, which means in Arabic to appear. So in the hadith, when it says the sun asks permission to rise again, it's saying ask permission to appear again. Do you think that makes it sound better? When you say the sun rising, you don't say, quote, the earth is rotating. You say the sun is rising, which is scientifically incorrect. However, it is easy for people to understand what you mean. Right. Right. But why should the sun rest? And why should the sun ask Allah to do something it really doesn't need to ask? Oh, I gotta stop it here. Yeah. Bye.